Good morning, everybody. It is Mrs. Hawley, and guess what we're going to study today? We are going to look at all of the different people who study history. So if you look on page 2 in your workbook, that's what we're going to fill out today. I know it's not that much, but short and sweet and to the point. That's what I like. So we are going to be able to describe the jobs of people who study history. And we're going to learn to tell the difference between those different jobs. No homework today. Oh, yay. So let's take a look. Woo-hoo. All right. I want you to think for a second. What kind of job titles do you know of people who study history? Say some out loud to yourself or share with a friend. I can't think of any, Mrs. Hawley. Oh, no. Well, we're going to learn to do that right now. So let's learn to think like a historian by knowing who studies history. Let's go. Okay. Archaeologists are people who study history. They do it in a special way. Look at that. Archaeologists study ancient cultures by using artifacts. Oh dear, what's an artifact? An artifact is anything that you find from earlier times. What kind of artifacts can you think of? Why don't you just on the page there somewhere, just make a list of things that are examples of artifacts. I'll give you a sec. Artifacts. Artifacts. What are artifacts? All right. What are some examples of artifacts? Let me think. Did you say sculptures? Sculptures are artifacts. You can study them and learn how old they are and what people liked as far as artwork, what they used the artifacts for. So urns and jars and containers of different kinds. Those are artifacts that you can study. Bones, skeletons. Skeletons are technically artifacts. Boy, you can tell a whole lot from a skeleton. You can tell when that person existed, how long ago. I mean, you can also tell how old the person was when they died. Based on their size, based on their pelvic bones, you can tell whether they were male or female. You can look at what's left of their teeth and see how healthy or unhealthy they were. You can learn so many things from skeletons. Buildings, leftover buildings from earlier ages. You can study those to learn about cultures as well. So artifacts are really important. All right. Anthropologists. Anthropologists also study history. It says that they study the origin, development, and various groups and societies. So anthropologists study people themselves, groups. They want to know where the groups came from. They want to know how they branched off and formed different groups, and what those similarities between the original groups and the newer groups were. So those are anthropologists. Now, anthropologists can also look at artifacts to learn things, but their goal here, studying the origin, development, and varieties, that's a little bit different. Okay, let's move on. So I just answered that question, so skip that. All right, economists also study history. Economist, that sounds like the word economy. Oh, look, all those dollar signs. So yeah, economists study the economy. So the labor force, capital, I'll explain what that is in a second, and resources. So capital is money that you use in order to make more money. What does that mean? Well, if I own my own business, let's say I have a factory that makes really adorable little winter booties for kitty cats so they can go outside in the snow. I have to pay my employees, that costs money. I have to pay rent on the building, that costs money. I have to pay for all the supplies. I have to pay for the insurance and all of those other things. So, what the money that is left over every month, that is capital. Now, if I'm smart, what I'll do is I'll use that extra money and I'll put it right back. I'll invest it right back into my business so that maybe I can hire more workers so they can make even more adorable, snuggly warm kitty booties so kitties can go out in the snow in the wintertime. So I'm helping the economy by hiring more people. Those people have jobs now, so they're going to be earning money and they can go shopping and buy lots of things, including cute things for your kitty cats. So that's capital. Resources can be anything like food resources, equipment, tools, all kinds of things are resources. So that's what economists study, and that's what we mean when we talk about the economy. My favorite, historians obviously study history. Oh, look at all those books. Historians study and write about history. So they look at all kinds of different sources, primary sources, secondary sources, and they write books about different topics in history. They try to be as accurate as they can. That sounds like such a fun job. Well, not for you, maybe, but me. Anyway, all right. Political scientists also study history. Let's see what they do. Political scientists study governments and how governments handle the distribution of power and resources. So, political scientists study politics, basically. The government, the political parties, and what they're doing, how the country is running. That's the kind of thing that political scientists study. Kind of boring if you ask me, but some people like that stuff. All right, hopefully you took your notes and you filled in all of page 2. So that's basically it for today. I'm so glad you were with me today, and I will talk to you again soon.